Potholes happen everywhere. Find out how they start. The 2024 State of the City is coming up, and on with the show in Tacoma. These stories and more coming up next on Tacoma Report. Hi, I'm Angie Foster. Laura Proctor is off today, but she will be back on the next show. Have you ever wondered what causes a pothole to form on city streets? Stacy Ellifrit has more on this and how residents can report a pothole in their neighborhood.
Rough winter weather can bring many driving challenges. With a mixture of rainfall and freezing temperatures, issues that last long after the winter season come in the form of increased potholes on city streets.
We had like a week or so where it was like, 15 to 18 degrees. And anytime it gets that cold, we get potholes. But even if it's not really cold, if we get a lot of rain, the rain really deteriorates it. Anytime you have asphalt that's a little distressed, it starts getting cracks. So then water will get in those cracks and it kind of disrupt the base of the road, and then traffic comes over the top and just kind of pushes that water down, affecting even more of the base. Then all of a sudden it'll pop up, it'll pop out, and then when it starts freezing, the water turns from water to ice, and then it expands and contracts.
In 2023, street operation crews temporarily patched over 12,000 potholes and permanently repaired over 2,800 potholes. City crews address this work in a number of ways.
So a lot of our potholes we get reported through See-Click Fix. I get them on the front end, and first of all, we always try to have a crew go out and temporary patch them with cold mix, and then they're, if they're on arterial, then I move them onto our list of arterial repairs. If they're on residentials, I vet them whether the whole block needs to be done. Can we just do spot repairs here to make sense? Depends on the condition of the road around the potholes. We have temp patch crews, one or two every day, filling these requests on See-Click Fix. And then how they get permanently repaired takes a couple of other factors: location, the existing road.
The city's Transportation Benefit District and the Tacoma Streets Initiative work to support the pothole program.
The Streets Initiative it funds a few sections are preventive maintenance, which takes care of the cracks where the water can't get in, which if we didn't do that, there'd be more potholes. So the Streets Initiative supports that. The Transportation Benefit District also helps us if we have jobs on arterial streets.
Street operation crews depend on residents to report potholes, and it's easier than ever to do so. Visit the Tacoma First 311 service request form on the city site or contact the Customer Support Center.
You see a pothole, you can take a picture, you go on the app, you can call in, I think 311 on your phone. That gets you to See-Click Fix. And then you just say, hey, I'm on this block in front of this address. As much detail as possible that we can figure it out.
Once reported, it typically takes street operation crews up to 5 days to fulfill a request. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
Mayor Victoria Woodards is inviting the community to join her for the 2024 State of the City Address. The event will take place at Silas High School on March 28th at 6:30 p.m.
At this year's State of the City, I'm going to be sharing the highlights of 2023 and let you know what we're working on in 2024 to continue to make Tacoma the city of destiny. And I hope you'll join me.
The theme of this year's event is collectively weaving our community tapestry. The mayor will focus on the city's ongoing work to support the community's priorities and highlight key initiatives going forward.
I'm excited about this year's State of the City because it's going to provide an opportunity to share with the community the work that the city of Tacoma has been doing, but more importantly, to talk about how we're going to continue to focus on the issues and how we're going to address the community concerns as we continue to make Tacoma a great city to live, work, and play.
To attend this free event in person, visit the city's website for additional information and to register. The State of the City can also be viewed right here on TV Tacoma and on Facebook Live. The Community and Economic Development Department is holding a workshop that offers an exclusive look into the city's revolving loan fund, focusing on the micro and gap loan programs. This session is designed for entrepreneurs and small business owners seeking financial growth. Participants will learn the ins and outs of applying, key strategies for success, and how the specific process can offer universal lessons for any business pursuing financing. The Revolving Loan Fund 101 workshop is taking place virtually on Wednesday, March 27th from 2 to 4 p.m. BloodWorks Northwest is now the coordinating blood donation center for the Tacoma-Pierce County region. Cascade Regional Blood Services closed at the end of February, with BloodWorks taking responsibilities for supplying blood components to MultiCare Health System. BloodWorks Northwest collects, tests, and distributes life-saving blood to more than 90 hospitals in the Northwest, collecting about 900 units of blood every day. Former CRBS donors will need to log on and establish an account with BloodWorks for continued blood component donations at bloodworksnw.org. When we return, Tacoma's city charter and how it affects you. Welcome back to Tacoma Report. Did you know that Tacoma is one of only 10 cities in Washington state to have a city charter? Tacoma's charter requires that it goes through a review process every 10 years. Joining us today is Steve Wambach, chair of the 2024 Charter Review Committee, to explain what the charter is, the area it covers, and why the review is so important. Welcome, Steve, to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here today.
So, as I mentioned in the intro, you serve as the chair of the Charter Review Committee as a whole, which is probably no easy task all by itself.
Thank you.
But for those who may not be aware, what is the city charter and why is it being reviewed?
Great question to start off with. The city charter is Tacoma's version of the Constitution. So in school, we all learned about how the US government has a constitution, our state government has a constitution. Well, the version of the constitution for a city is called a charter. So it lays out the basic concepts of our city, our style of government, how we elect a city council. And so that's what the charter is. And we are reviewing it because one of the provisions of the charter is that the people of the Tacoma have an opportunity to dig into it and give it a comprehensive review once every 10 years. So we have a sort of a self-correcting mechanism so that the people in the city get the chance to take a look and say, is everything set up the way that we want it to be set up?
And are you able to share some specific topics that are being explored by the review committee?
Certainly. The big topic of any charter review is the form of government. So right now in Tacoma, we the people of the city, elect a city council. There are 5 city council members elected from districts, and 4 council members are elected citywide, with one of those council members being identified as the mayor. The council hires a city manager to run the administration of the city. So they call this a council manager form of government. About half of the cities with charters in the state have a council manager form. The other half have what's called a mayor council form, where rather than the city council hiring the city manager who administers city government, the people would elect a mayor who directly manages city government. Very similar to the way that we elect a governor in the state or the president, that we have a separation between who we elect as our executive, our leader, and who we elect as our legislative branch. So that's the big issue that we're looking at, whether it is the right time to propose a change in the form of government. The other issues could be implemented even if we retain the current form of government, if we retain the council hiring the manager. We're looking at whether our city council should be identified as a full-time body. Right now, the mayor is serves full-time, but most of the other council members are officially identified as part-time, and they are paid as part-time. So one concept is a full-time council. Another concept is, even if we retain council manager form of government, giving the council some authority to hire staff independent of the city manager. Right now, and I don't think a lot of folks know this, that the staff that supports our city council, they report to the city manager, which makes sense because the city manager is the council's employee. So everybody reports up to City Manager Elizabeth Pauley. One proposal that we're considering would be to give the council as an organization, some staff that were independent of the city manager to help the council purely on the policy side of their job, while the city manager's office would continue to be managing the administration. Other topics include taking a look at making changes to our initiative and referendum process, whether we should be looking at incorporating items like police accountability. We have a Citizens Police Accountability Review Board in the city. Should that be included in the charter? So there are topics that are about the form of government, and then there start getting topics into what are some of the basic foundations that we want to see established for the city. So if we want to say more about police accountability or climate change, is there something that we can say about that in the charter to sort of set the tone or the values for the city?
So as the Charter Review Committee is working hard to get these recommendations to the council, when is that timeline?
It's a very short timeline. We have to report on our final recommendations on Tuesday, May 7th.
Oh boy, lots of work ahead.
Lots of work.
And as I understand it, there is an opportunity for public comment or ways for the public to be involved. Can you share a little bit about that?
There are a couple of different ways that people can get involved. First off, the city has a website that is all about the charter review process, and there is a link on that website for people to directly send a comment that will be sent on to the 15 Charter Review Committee members. We also accept public comment at each of our twice weekly meetings. We meet on Monday evenings and Thursday evenings from 5:30 to 8:30. Our Monday meetings are virtual, our Thursdays are hybrid. Folks can come in person on Thursdays to room 243 at the municipal building, or they can participate on Zoom. We accept comments at each of those meetings, and then we will be having a larger extended public comment meeting in mid-April. After we have a set of recommendations, we will review our recommendations with the people of the city.
Well, Steve, thank you. A special thank you to you and the committee for serving Tacoma so well and all of the work that you're doing behind the scenes. So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to share more with our citizens.
Well, thank you. It's been great to be here.
So after the break, we're going to be spotlighting Tacoma's theater scene. You won't want to miss it. Welcome back to Tacoma Report. Our City of Destiny features first-rate entertainment in a variety of venues like the Tacoma Musical Playhouse, now celebrating their 30-year anniversary.
30 years ago, we decided we wanted to have a theater here in Tacoma. And so Jeff, my partner, and I started the theater. And we started off very, very small in a basement of a church. And then we finally moved into the Tacoma Narrows Theater, which now is Tacoma Musical Playhouse. And it's been a wonderful journey through that 30 years because we've watched people from all over the area, including other states, all across the United States even, that come in to see our productions. And so it's really wonderful, and the community is very welcoming and very supportive. And we're one of the first community theaters to present Jersey Boys across the United States.
Oh, what a night. Why did it take so long to see the light? Seemed so wrong, but now it seems so right. Sweet surrender, what a night.
You can see the theater, the stage is kind of in flux right now. We're still working on the set. The cast is amazing. You will think that you're hearing Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons up there. And it's just a thoroughly enjoyable show. And it's a nice sized crowd because you can feel like you're really in part of the acting that's going on stage. It's very intimate and yet big. The show opens March 1st and runs through March 24th on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Well, since COVID, which was really tough on us, we were down for a year and a half, it's been slowly building back. We're seeing more of our audience coming back, our actors are coming back. There was a real hesitation for a little while, but now the audiences are getting bigger and bigger.
The Toy Rescue Mission in Tacoma is a nonprofit organization solely designed to benefit needy children. Events are sponsored year-round, from back-to-school backpacks to holiday package gifts for kids.
Today we're making Easter baskets. We're on task to make about 2,000 Easter baskets. Last year we did 1,864 baskets, and this year the goal is to try to hit the 2,000 number.
This is my second year doing this, and just seeing what Martha's being able to do, creating these Easter baskets, all the programs she does offer, it's amazing. I think it's inspiring, and just helping the community out with these baskets, I think, is a great thing to do.
These Easter baskets are being made for distribution for underprivileged families in Tacoma and the surrounding area. Check the Toy Rescue Mission's website for more information. The Department of Natural Resources announced the awardees for their urban and community forestry grants. 5 grants totaling $1.3 million were awarded to the City of Tacoma and partner organizations to be spent on urban forestry work over the next 3 years. From this, the city's Environmental Services Department received over $330,000 in funding for their proposal to introduce trees along suggested walking routes for 6 schools in Tacoma's neighborhoods. Urban forestry curriculum will be conducted in classrooms by the Enviro Challengers program, as well as robust community engagement led by the Tacoma Tree Foundation. It is the city's aim that these collaborative efforts will work to increase canopy cover, address public health disparities, and enhance safety. Celebrations in February featured the 26th annual 2024 New Year, sponsored by the Asia Pacific Cultural Center. This year, APCC featured the diverse traditions of the arts and culture of Taiwan. Authentic cuisine to cultural demonstrations brought together thousands of people enjoying the day at the Tacoma Dome Exposition Hall. Highlighting the Year of the Dragon, this free family event featured live entertainment celebrating cultures from Taiwan and Japan to Tahiti, Mongolia, and Korea. That wraps up this edition of Tacoma Report. A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Laura Proctor will be joining us on our next show. Until next time, I'm Angie Foster. Thanks for watching.